CJ Kirst has been dominating in the 2024 season, already accumulating 54 points, ranking third in goals per game. He has led Cornell to a 7-4 record so far in a near upset against Notre Dame where he dropped 8 points. The Ivy League Player of the Year seems to always have a way to get open or get a shot off with a stick in his hands. I would argue that he's the best change of direction out of any player in the country. In his 2 years playing at Cornell, he took his team to the national championship and an NCAA tournament spot last year. Today I'm going to show why CJ Kirst is so good and what he has in store for the rest of the season. Here's our first quote.
So he certainly has the genes. Oh, no, you did.
CJ initially drives up with his man, but he realizes he doesn't have a step, so he cuts back the other way. Watch how he stutters like he's going to roll back to make his man hesitate. This allows him to keep his man guessing for when he goes for the actual rollback. When he initially does, he realizes that he doesn't have his man completely beat, but there's a couple of subtle things he does here that allows him to get this shot off. He knows he needs to gain angle, but if he were to drive to the inside, the slide would come and he'd be dodging into his defender. Instead, he gains angle by climbing up the field. This makes the slide feel like he isn't a threat, so they delay going. CJ is now at 5-5 while continually climbing up the field. He shoots this sidearm to gain angle around his defender. By doing this, he uses his man as a screen so Entenmann can't see where the shot is going. He fades as he's shooting to avoid the incoming slide and gets the shot off clean. So next time you're dodging, always think, how can I gain angle while not looking like a shooting threat to avoid that slide that's inevitably going to come. Here's our next clip.
Kirst, swim move behind. Inside, roll shot, goal.
What CJ does so well is his persistence in dodging. CJ attacks the short stick D-mid and gets in his body. By CJ being so aggressive, he's dictating the dodge and forcing the defender to react to him. When CJ drives his man in, he creates a little bit of separation. With this space, he swims knowing that it will cause his defender to lunge. The swim dodge makes you extremely vulnerable, but when you have space, it can bait the defender into lunging. Still, CJ doesn't have his man beat, but watch how once he reaches Gilly, he drives away from the cage to prepare for the inside roll. By moving away from the cage, it makes the slide longer and gives him room to operate. Off the roll, he attacks the cage to gain angle, and he finishes with a stick in front to avoid the trail check. Again, CJ was able to dodge and discourage the slide from coming by his spacing. Here's our next clip.
You can see Light with his head turned toward trying to prevent that pass.
I mostly just want to show this because of how ridiculous Kirst's outside shot is, but there's a couple of subtleties. As Michael Long dodges towards Kirst, he drifts away to create space, giving him time and room for the shot and slowing the rotation down. When he does catch it, this windup and his body language almost feel as though he's going to shoot low. Yet when he releases, he changes up and rips high. These subtle changes in body language can throw off even the best keepers. Here's our next clip.
In case of the dropsies. Change in direction. Feed, goal. What a play with 1 second on the shot clock.
Here's a great example of always finishing out the shot clock. Goldstein dodges off the end line and really doesn't draw a slide, but all eyes on the defense are locked on him as there's 4 seconds on the shot clock. CJ sees the back of his defender's helmet and moves backwards into space to get open hands. On the skip, CJ is able to catch it and rip a fundamental over the top shot. Here's our next clip.
Body into 30 on the shot clock here, Booker.
Nice opportunity. Oh, skip pass. Kelleher. Bam!
CJ starts in the back corner and dodges directly at the pick. He wants to give no room above that would allow the defender to get over the pick. So he dodges right off the shoulder of the pick, and the defender tries to go over. He gets caught and is now in a heavy trail position. So the Notre Dame defense sends an early slide. CJ winds up for the shot and is preparing to cut inside to gain angle for the finish, but senses the slide. By being in a shooting position as he crosses goal line extended, the defender comes in with a bad approach because he thinks he's going to block a shot. This allows CJ to continually climb up the field and throw the skip to the backside for the wide open step down. CJ Kirst continues to prove to be one of the best players in the country as he dominates for Cornell. I can't wait to watch him finish out his 2024 season, and I hope to keep talking about him for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.